friends, Kristin LaVanway here with a moderately sized Phoenix real estate market update for you. Yeah, in a nutshell, things haven't really changed a whole lot. We're still seeing the same trends we've been seeing for the last few months. Supply down to 24.8% of our normal supply, and that is of course driving demand down as well. Crawford Market Index, our little temperature gauge that tells us how fast prices are going to increase, record 497.8. Oh, whoopsie, make that 498.4, which is up just from earlier today. It's going up so fast I can't even keep track. That 500 mark is imminent, which is literally off the charts. So it's still the same kind of crazy we've been seeing. But so I thought this week I might take a deeper dive and look at more detail of what's happening in specific areas, because this is what's happening all across Metro Phoenix, but that's not the same across the board. This might not be what happens in your price range, your neighborhood, you know, the type of home you're looking for. So this week I'm going to take a look at the who's, the whys, and the wheres. I like to separate the under $500,000 market, where most buyers are operating, from the above $500,000 market. And you can see here that the 500,000 and under is really pretty flat as far as the number of sales that are happening, but you can see a big increase in the number of sales above $500,000, which is having an increasing impact on some of the statistics that we're seeing. New listings are down this time of year. We don't normally see that, but they are. If you separate the 500,000 and under, you can see they're way down. But above 500,000, the number of new listings is actually following normal seasonal trends, which is giving more opportunity to those buyers at the higher price point. Similarly, with new builds, they're trying to build those houses as fast as they can. The volume is going up every year. You can see a big jump in new home sales above $800,000. You can also see a pretty good increase between $300,000 and $500,000. But as far as new builds under $300,000, in town you're really not going to find that. You're going to have to spend at least, really realistically, $350,000 unless you head out to the boondocks, because there's a couple opportunities out there. So who's buying these houses anyways? Well, around 75% people buying homes right now are planning to live in them. And that's been the case for the last 6 years. It's kind of bounced around those mid 70% numbers. The number of people buying a second home here in Metro Phoenix went down last year due to COVID, but that's starting to come up to like our normal 10 to 12% of the home purchases. Investors are buying about 11 to 13% of the homes, and these would be the homes they're purchasing as rental properties. So where are people buying these homes anyways? Well, the people that are shopping in the under $500,000 price range are finding a lot of inventory in the city of Phoenix, the suburb of Mesa, which is a very large suburb, followed by Surprise, which is over on the west side, and seeing a lot of activity. The whole west side is seeing a lot of growth. There's a lot of affordable homes and a lot of business growth too. A lot of businesses coming to the west side. So we're going to see a lot more happening over there on the west side. For those shopping in the over $500,000 price range, of course, they're finding a lot of inventory in Scottsdale and the city of Phoenix. In the East Valley, Gilbert, Chandler, and Queen Creek have a lot to offer. On the west side, Peoria is getting some action in that price range. And Fountain Hills is coming out of nowhere and being a big attraction for that over $500,000 buyer. If you're looking to buy a new build, the biggest inventory there you'll find in the city of Phoenix, Buckeye, Surprise, Santan Valley, Mesa, Queen Creek, and Goodyear. And where are the investors buying and do flips? Well, of course, city of Phoenix, downtown Phoenix in particular, is seeing a lot of those older homes getting renovated and turned into like charming little Pinterest gems. Mesa, Scottsdale, Glendale, and Chandler are all getting that same treatment. And that really does help, because it does really bring a lot of inventory to our market. So thank you, investors, for doing that. Given all that about all those hotshot cities, where are we seeing the biggest price increases? Well, not surprisingly, at least to me anyways, we're seeing the biggest appreciation rates in those areas that are servicing that above $500,000 buyer. Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, Fountain Hills. A couple of coming from behind communities. Surprise, last year they had 2.2% appreciation rate. This year 22.5%, because they're really offering a lot to those under $500,000 buyers. And a similar story for the Fountain Hills, which is offering a lot for the over $500,000 buyer. Last year, their appreciation rate was less than 1%. This year, 33.2%. And Fountain Hills has one of the higher inventories right now, with a whopping 28 days of inventory, which is kind of crazy to say that's a high level of inventory, but 28 days in Fountain Hills, similar with some of those higher priced areas. Scottsdale's 25 days. Paradise Valley has 96 days, which is high, but that's pretty low for Paradise Valley. On the other side of the coin, where are they really low on inventory? Well, most of the East Valley is under 10 days of inventory. Gilbert, 5 days of inventory. And Avondale, who's always at the top of the list for the Cromford Market Index, only 3 days of inventory. That's just nutty. That's just really hard to wrap my head around. If you're shopping under $500,000 and you're shaking your head, what? 5 days of inventory in Gilbert? Where am I supposed to find a house? Here's a couple of hidden gems for you. Gold Canyon, 35 whopping days of inventory. Coolidge, 24 days of inventory. And very affordable with the median price of $175,000. They do have some new builds down there, so you might want to check it out. And Wickenburg, which actually has a pretty nice active adult community out there, 58 days of inventory. It's just a little bit of a drive outside of town. So there you have it, a little bit of a who, why, where, and how much prices are going up here in the Phoenix real estate market. If you have any questions or comments, if you want to take a drive out to Gold Canyon and check out that whopping 35 days of inventory, well, you know where to find me, Kristin at hereinphoenix.com, that's where. Go out there and make it a marvelous Monday.